What is up, everybody? Keith Jamison, go back again. 231 across the Davis Sinister. We got 3-game EPL slate. We got spoiled with the 5 to 6 gamers, back to the 3-gamer, but all at the same time. Some interesting matchups. Have kind of a hot take. I'll just share the hot take here. I think Watford is a really, really interesting team. Watford in relegation battle. We're getting to that time of the year, that understanding the tables, what the teams are playing for. The relegation bound teams, those guys are playing super hard, not only for the team to potentially stay up, but auditioning for other Premier League teams. They go down, they drop down the championship. Their salaries are halved. Some of them have out clauses in their contracts to go to other Premier League clubs. Hopefully start. They were on a relegation club. It's not like they were making a huge impact. So a lot of these guys are playing for their livelihoods. So we can kind of utilize those type of motives to our advantage. So I really like Watford this week, but going to go over all the games. We're going to jump right into it. A quick reminder, like, subscribe, and comment on this video on the Mayo Media Network. Appreciate Pat and the team, as always, for allowing me to do content here. Check us out also on Daily Fantasy Picks and Bets, the mix for your audio needs. And finally, if you want more of my content, I should be shooting a longer version of this in the car later today. If you like my driving tours of Tampa Bay, check me out at FSI DFS. We have all sorts of amazing content there as well. Baseball has been up and running. We got NASCAR covered, so all sorts of great stuff for you there too. All right, let's talk about the games. So 3 teams. Biggest favorite on the slate is Arsenal minus 162. Arsenal coming off of just a horrific game versus Palace on Monday. I think Arsenal has a ton to play for here at home. They are very much in the battle for top 4. Brighton's a good team, but this is a must win. They need 3 points to really try to get to kind of fight off Spurs for that 4th spot. Southampton plus 280. So they are a bit of a dog at home to Chelsea, who was just in absolutely awful shape. They got destroyed by Brentford last weekend, 4-1 at home. Yikes. And then followed it up by getting thrashed by Real Madrid at home midweek in the Champions League. I expect some big-time rotation from Tuchel in that game. We'll talk about a few players, but definitely want to watch that. And finally, Watford, as mentioned, just a slight home dog to Leeds. Leeds been playing much better in Jesse Marsch, but Watford, look, this is must-win territory for Watford. 3 points at home. Competing with Everton at this point to go down. Just crazy to say that, right? Everton, a big club, to competing with Watford, but we'll have to see what they can do. But Leeds is gettable, so I think Watford has to have this circled. This needs to be 3 points. So let's talk about the players at the top. Bukayo Saka, I think it's the best forward on the slate at 9,900. Again, we have Arsenal as the biggest favorite. Bukayo Saka not only takes guys on, crosses an open play, but gets a share of set pieces. He almost always going to take a set. Arsenal sets can be a mess, right? On the other side, is it Smith Rowe? Is it Martinelli? Is Odegaard? Is it Cedric Soares? All of that can be up for debate, but when Saka is on, he at least gets a share of sets. And even when he gives them away, a lot of times they take it short to him or he crosses the ball in. He just has a great floor. Very, very close to a double-digit floor. Does not look like it last game versus Palace, but I think we need to throw that game out in a lot of ways. Focus on this being a home match for Arsenal. I love Bukayo Saka at 9,900. James Ward-Prowse. I pause here, right? Because Southampton is plus 280. But you look at the whole nature of the slate. And after these top 3 guys, right? I have Ziyech as my 3rd. After the top 3 guys, I do think you have a significant drop-off where you go, okay, I'm going to pay $7,000 for mid-tier. I'm going to pay $7,000 for Jack Harrison. Yeah, Jack Harrison's playing better for Leeds. But how much different is his floor expectation from some of the guys in that 4K range, from Aluza, who we're going to talk about from Watford? I don't think they're that different. So I think it's going to be very much like a star scrub type of build where we're building the top guys and then dropping down for value. With that being said, James Ward-Prowse provides us one of the top floors in all the Premier League. It's becoming the running joke on our FSI Discord is death taxes. James Ward-Prowse making value. This is what he does. I don't think that what we saw from Chelsea versus Brentford or versus Real Madrid should necessarily scare us. I think that Chelsea's going to do some roster shakeups, which could be good or bad. But I don't think it's going to be in a situation where James Ward-Prowse is not going to see any balls, not going to see any corners. I kind of like Southampton here at home versus the reeling Chelsea. James Ward-Prowse, if you haven't seen the goal from last weekend, just watch it. He's just a set piece whiz, as we know. We love set pieces to give us a floor, and the guys that can score on free kicks are that much better. So James Ward-Prowse, I think, is an incredibly strong play at 9,600. Hakeem Ziyech coming off of a ceiling game, DFS-wise, versus Brentford. Now, how much did that result? Real life? Not that great. But when he's on, now we're seeing him taking sets over Mason Mount. Mason Mount now played last weekend and midweek. I think Mason Mount's going to get rotated out. Should clear the path for potential monopoly for Hakeem Ziyech. At 9,000, Southampton does give up DFS points. I think Hakeem Ziyech is overall my favorite play on the slate at 9,000. Rafinha, 8,300 is a good second forward option. The one thing I will just mention with Rafinha is we have seen a drop in floor since Jesse Marsh took over. Rafinha was very much the focal point of Leeds. When, dear God, I'm blanking, Bielsa. When Bielsa was there, everything kind of cycled through Rafinha, and Jesse Marsh is having it spread out more. Jesse Marsh has kind of seen the resurgence of Jack Harrison. We've seen Rodrigo get in play. They're playing Daniel James to striker. Like, it's a lot more like spread around production wise. So while I really like Rafinha 8,300, I think he's one of the short list forward options. There's a second forward. I'll just say I like Sarr more as a second forward. But again, that's my Watford bias. Researching the slate. Emil Smith-Rowe, 8,000. I think he's most likely split set with Saka. He'll take the in-swingers from the right, Saka on the left. Odegaard just like randomly takes one when he's close, but should be Saka and Smith-Rowe. Good player. Arsenal's big favorite. I think that kind of explains itself. Solid March. Pascal Gross is at 7,000. Pascal Gross is sitting deep. It's going to be really, really set dependent. Okay. Brighton is the biggest dog on the slate away to Arsenal. I want to save as much money as I can. I think Solly March playing that left wing back position does give us options for open play value on top of set pieces. And I really like the price of 5,800. So I think Solly March is a very good mid-tier option. Ismail Assar, I think, is one of the biggest misprices on the slate. Now, I say that having played like every EPL slate for 3-4 years and remembering Ismail Assar back in Ligue 1. Incredibly productive DFS player, crosses the ball 10 open play, draws fouls, does not take sets, but shoots. He is the best player Watford has. He has had a rough go of it lately, and he's dropped all the way down 5,300 as a forward. Again, if you are pro Watford here, if you think Watford is going to come out and at home and produce results, it's most likely going to be through Sarr and through Lusa. So I really like Sarr 5,300. Kiko Femenia also has a chance of some sets for Watford 4,800. I think he's probably one of my favorite defenders on the slate. And that's because, Cedric's at 5,300. I was like, this spot was going to be Cedric or Femenia. Going the Watford side of things, a couple of set pieces. Again, I think that both Arsenal and Watford get to push. I don't know. As I'm saying out loud, I'm like, do I really trust Watford more than Arsenal? Yes, let's do it. So Kiko Femenia 4,800, I really like, but again, know that Cedric was very close there. Imran Luza, if Sarr is not the most priced player on the slate, then Luza is. Probably Luza is. I just like to say Sarr for the effect, but 4,300, majority of set pieces. Great defensive peripherals, a lot of tackles, fouls drawn, interceptions. He's 4,300 for majority set taker on a team I like. Yeah, sign me up. Love Imran Luza. I think he should honestly be like one of the first guys in your lineups. And finally, going to talk goalkeeper. Very down on Chelsea here. So taking the goalkeeper, the home dog, cheapest goalkeeper on the slate, 4,100, Fraser Forster. I think makes a ton of sense. I guess he's second cheapest. Sanchez, Brightness, but cheapest homekeeper, Fraser Forster. Fraser Forster is a giant of a man. He's 6'7". But Chelsea's struggling to score. Chelsea's struggling to create opportunities. All that is very nice to pay down your goalkeeper slot, give you more salary throughout the rest of your lineup. All right, 10 picks. Low analysis. Way too much Watford love potentially. Feel free to tweet at me at 12:30, going Watford just lost 4-0 at home. What the hell were you thinking? And I'll be sitting there like, what the hell was I thinking? My bankroll is not happy with it, but I do like Watford here. I think that the justification makes sense. Again, this is a must win for them. So that would be by far, a lot of people ask for me GPP advice. I think that's my GPP stack, would be mini Watford stack, like Luza, Sarr, and then whoever's starting at top with, it's Dennis. Cucho Hernandez had a beautiful bike a few weeks ago. I think he's a very talented player. So there's some fun ways you can go with Watford on Saturday. Chalk guys will be from Arsenal. So know that. All right. That'll do it. Thank you again for watching. With that, I'll say, see you.